What's up, everyone? So we need to talk. Samsung has just released the S22 series phones, including the S22 Ultra. And I think the question in everyone's minds is it better than the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro? And, that's going to always be subjective. And you all know how much I love my Pixel 6 Pro. So I'm going to go into the top 10 things that the Samsung S22 can be or can do that will make it better than the Pixel 6 or Pixel 6 Pro specifically. So, number 10, it could have an ultrasonic fingerprint reader and also have face unlock. I've talked about this in previous videos, and that's a check mark. It actually does have both. All right, number 9. It could have a better selfie, another thing I've talked about in previous videos. Although the Pixel 6 Pro's selfie gets a really good rating from some professional reviewers that go really into details, such as specifically dxomark.com, which I can link in the description below. But the selfie camera on the Samsung S22 Ultra is a 40 megapixel camera with autofocus compared to the Pixel 6 Pro's 11.1 megapixel camera that is fixed focused. And it's not really as much about the megapixels as it is about the ability to focus. I think that it might take a little bit longer for you to get the perfect shot or a good shot, but I think the autofocus definitely has a distinct advantage over the fixed focus cameras just in general, but especially in the selfie department. So anyway, another check mark. So number 8, better edge detection. And this is also a check mark. Samsung has promised, and in some of the recent reviews or early reviews that I've seen, it can actually detect a single strand of hair and accurately produce a blur, like as in a portrait photo, right around that individual strand of hair. Like I said, in the preliminary reviews that I've seen, it is able to do that. It lives up to that expectation. So, third check mark. Let's move on. Number 7. It could have better low light photos and videos. And again, I'll refer to the recent reviews, the preliminary reviews do indicate that it does have really good, and it does also advertise better low light photo and video. And this is generally done through the camera hardware, and you're going to have this every year. You're going to have on newer and newer releases, you're going to have better and better camera sensors that pick up more light. So that's another check mark. Number 6, it could guarantee 5 years of OS updates. Another check. So Samsung is guaranteeing on the S22 series at least and above. I'm not sure about the other phones, but definitely on the S22 series, that they're going to have 5 years of OS updates. So Google has 3 years of OS updates and then 5 years of security updates. This is another check. Number 5, better input controls, such as, hey, it's coming, S Pen. That is a better way or an alternative way of controlling your input for the phone. Commonly, you know the S Pen to be something that you can write on the phone like a tablet and make quick notes. I think that's very helpful. But it also has the ability to, you can use the buttons to pause and start video. You can use a swiping motion to skip to the next video. And things like that just make it, give an extra added feature to it that I kind of wish the Pixel would have. All right, so that's another check. 5 checks so far. Number 4, be lighter and thinner. I really miss my Pixel 3 because it just feels, let me get it out real quick. I didn't trade this in because it's just, look, I mean, it's small in the hand. When I go from my Pixel 6 Pro to this feels like I could literally just toss it in the air and I wouldn't have to worry about it because it's not really heavy enough to break, you know? I mean, of course I'm gonna have a case on it, but it just feels so just convenient and light. And I may even switch back to it for certain things. We'll see, not sure yet. Anyway, moving on. Well, that is not a check mark. So the Samsung is a little bit over 8 ounces, and the Pixel 6 Pro is actually 7.4 ounces. So it is heavier and it's a little bit thicker as well, I do believe. All right, number 3. It could have a replaceable battery. I remember I had an older Samsung, I think it was the S6, that actually the reason I purchased it was because it had an SD slot, which I know a lot of people are really big about, but I think that with the prices of storage coming down so far and other alternatives such as Google Photos to store your large files in, as long as you don't get the lowest tier storage, I think it's 128, and you go up to the 256, which I believe is, or I know is what they're offering as the base model for the S22 Ultra. The other S22 and S22 Plus, I believe the base model is 128 gigs. But as long as you get one step up at least, you'll have plenty of storage with 256 currently. Now, in a few years that may change, and it probably will. But with Google Photos and other types of cloud storage options, that's not really going to be a big issue unless you're a professional videographer, in which case you'll probably be using more professional video equipment than a cell phone to shoot your video. So, does not S22 Ultra, S22 series does not have a replaceable battery, but neither does the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro. I'd like to see that happen because if you're going to give 5 years of OS updates, if you're going to keep the phone for 5 years, the battery is going to be 50, depending on your usage, 50, 75% of what it was when it's new. And we're not quite there yet in battery technology. And it would be really convenient and simple for there to be the ability or the option of just buying a new battery and easily popping the back off and putting in the new battery. Like, I believe it was the S6, the Samsung S6 that you were able to do that with. There's probably newer models possibly that you were able to do that with Samsung. But anyway, not in current phones. Like to see it though. All right, number 2, no more bloatware. And unfortunately, that is not the case. Samsung is still putting their Samsung apps, which they really want you to use, as well as some other applications that they just have that come stock on the phone that you really can't get rid of, I believe, unless you root the phone. So just something that, oh man, I really can't stand that about Samsung phones. That's the main reason why I got away from Samsung phones and continue to stay away from Samsung phones is the bloatware. It checks the box. I love the stock Android experience a lot better. But I hear that Samsung's OS is getting a lot better, and you know, if they could get rid of that bloatware and check all these check boxes off, I might give it a try next year or in following years. We'll see. Especially if they are able to do my number 1 item, and that is have better video, or at least equivalent video, or give just almost like you can easily tell the difference between the iPhone 13's video and the video from any Android phone, whether it's the Pixel 6 series or the S22. So far, in some of the early reviews again, we still, especially the thing that I just can't get past, I can get past it because I can work around it, is the that jitter that you get on pans. You don't get that as much with the iPhone. You also don't get it as much jitter with the stabilization in low light situations either. Now, the portrait mode, actually the Samsung S22 does have a portrait mode, and I think that which rivals Samsung's cinematic mode. And I think that that is going to be a thing to look for in the future. This technology is going to get better and better and better. And I really can't wait for it to be, because it's going to start giving, these professional cameras that I was talking about before, really a run for their money, especially in shooting pictures and in video. We'll see. So anyway, if the S22 were rivaling, or at least able to almost, you not to be able to tell the difference between the two, it would make that check mark, which is my number one thing. I'm really waiting for an Android phone that has video capabilities as good as the iPhone. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day on the Samsung S22. And will I switch? No, definitely not this year. They would have to meet many more of these check boxes, specifically the better video. If they actually could rival the iPhone in video, you might be seeing me start making videos about Samsung. But anyway, guys, y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.